keeping with the theme of hurling and moving on to Camogie, Adair are in action this weekend in an All-Ireland semi-final. They obviously were the first Limerick team to win the Munster Championship this year. They then had to go to London. It's been a long journey to this stage for Adair, probably starting last year with the Junior Championship, but they're against Bridini Oga of Antrim this Sunday in Edenderry at 1 o'clock. And by the way Adair have been playing so far this year and the results they've gotten, they'll probably have to go into the game as favourites against Bridini Oga, who won at the weekend in their respective tie.
They will. Michelle Gallagher and co out there mightn't forgive me for saying it, but they probably will go in as favourites. If you look at their record, if you look at their record over the last 2 years, Jack, by any benchmark, by any yardstick, it is simply phenomenal. And the graph is going all the way, going the same way all the time upwards. And you referenced there the winning the Junior A Championship last year. I saw them winning the Junior A Championship last year, and I came away from Effin that day absolutely convinced that I was seeing an emerging team, and a team that would make life difficult for everybody at intermediate level. And we did flag it at the start of the year, Jack. I would remind listeners that at the start of the year, we did flag to look out for them in the intermediate championship. And certainly they proved us right, and went into Munster, got nothing easy in Munster, had to travel to Clare to beat Tulla, and then played the Waterford champions, Bricky Rangers. And as you said, they came in at the quarter final leg of the competition, and it entailed a long jaunt out to London, and they got over a hurdle very comfortably there, I thought. Maybe struggled for a bit in the first half, and they're playing against a very, very strong wind. But, coming up to halftime and immediately after halftime, Jack really found their rhythm. And now they're coming up against the Bridini Oga side, who are the Antrim intermediate champions. And there's no doubt about them. They've actually come from nowhere, Jack, Bridini Oga, to win the Antrim Championship. They were beaten in the county finals of 2017, 2018 and 2019, and in the semi-final of 20, and got nowhere in 2021. And suddenly they have resurrected, and they've regrouped and won the Antrim Championship, and they beat on Rake from Down in the Ulster semi-final, and then they beat Grangemore, the intermediate championship, from Armagh, who contained a certain Rachel Merry, who is one of the top, one of the top markswomen outside of senior camogie in the country. And they got over that, and the information that I have, they won 113 to 9 points. The information I have, Jack, you probably have it as well, was that the victory was far more convincing than a 7 points margin would suggest. So, Adair will have to tread very, very cautiously. This could be a banana skin for Adair. They will have to tread very cautiously. But a hallmark of this Adair team and this Adair, crusade at the moment, and successful crusade, is the meticulous way that they plan in advance for games. And I have no doubt they will have run the rule over Bridini Oga. Oga. That's very important, Jack. Bridini Oga. And they will have a game plan. They will have a strategy ready for them. And of course, it's one thing having a game plan, but and having a strategy. But what is hugely important, of course, is to have the players to be able to execute that. And I feel that Adair have the players right down the middle. Like Aisling Connolly is still in a race against time to be fit for the semi-final. Were she to be fit would be a huge boost. But by God, how Evian Houlihan has performed in her absence. a goal in the Munster final, the game's only goal in the Munster final, which in the end proved crucial. 2 goals in London in the quarter final. Like Michelle Gallagher, Tony Dunn, and their management team down there have a right headache if Ashling is ready and fit for Sunday. But nice kind of a headache to have. And
Yeah, 100%.
I'm pretty confident and certainly more than hopeful, Jack, that when we're talking here next week, we could be looking forward to Adair, and Adair will be looking forward to an All-Ireland final. The other semi-final is on Saturday, Jack. It's between St. Dominic's of Roscommon, who would have most of the Roscommon inter-county team, and a club called Knock and Anna from Wicklow. I had to do some time on diction and elocution and learning pronunciation before I came on, Jack, to make sure I got it right. Knock and Anna. Have you got that?
Knock and Anna. I'm gonna go with. If you say it quick enough, people won't know if you're right or wrong. But yeah, all this weekend from a Limerick point of view will be on Adare and Bridini Oga. And as you mentioned there, going through the team, the players they have and they've shown they've been true to form this year, winning all around them. It's continued on from 2021. So the best of luck to Adair, and you'd have huge confidence in them coming away from Edenderry with a win. And please God, we can look forward to an All-Ireland final.
Actually, Jack, there's a very quick turnaround to the All-Ireland final because it's the following week, is my understanding.
I'm not aware now when it's on, but it wouldn't surprise me that they'd want to get these competitions done before Christmas, and that's fair enough as well.